stream number 2. I'm your host, Devious Dave Rose, and thank you for joining us. As always, let's start off the show by showing our gratitude and appreciation for all those who have chosen to spend their time with us here today. So, we have, it's the Costanza, Rick. Apparently that's the man with 2 first names. If you can contact me on Skype, we can get this guy potentially unblocked. I don't know why his main channel is blocked. Latino Heat and Get Elise Owl Nose. So apparently other people are streaming. I had no idea. Really don't care. But I've got now, after much procrastination and delay, I finally have a second screen hooked up to my computer, although not fully configured just yet. So I thought that today would be a good time to attempt to configure it a little bit better. So we're going to be playing some Kerbals, because what I plan to do is to have the secondary screen functioning as a place where I can keep up to date with the chat without having to look down at my phone. I can also keep watching the OBS stream and so forth, but I can have the game on my main stream, or main screen, I should say. So this is what this entire experiment is about, to see how it plays out and how effective I can make it. So let's just do a few things here. Man with 2 first names says, honoring the Sabbath by smoking pot and kicking it back with DDR. Well, thank you very much. In fact, I'm just about to burn a bowl right now. So let's all do that together. And yes, partake in the glory that is cannabis. Good stuff. All right. We're going to fade here, and we're going to go to the game. Now, I've got the chat up. I don't think I need the OBS on that screen at the moment, but we'll see. Again, this is more of an experiment than anything else. I'm gonna fuck around with the game and stuff. It should be fun. But yeah, this is more so just to experiment now with the 2 screens that I've got, see how I can make them better. The main issue for me was being able to monitor the chat without having to look down on a small phone screen, but also the potential of putting the OBS screen on the secondary screen and just having my my main screen showing the game. There's also the live streaming YouTube page, which just tells me how many people are in there right now. It shows me the chat as well. Not really that necessary, but So we're back at Kerbal Space Program. So we're going to go back here to where we were. Resume save. New frontier. And last we did was send out a crew with the newly christened Kerbal Launch System, the KLS, and it produced many great results and was shown to be quite effective with its engineering. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to forward the time here so that we can get past the night. Because it is difficult to see things when you launch them at night. There we go. All right, so far so good. Might have to change the resolution on the second screen, but I can see the chat. I can see the stream as well, which is important. I want to be able to see how it's looking like, and I don't want to have to switch between screens, so that's looking good as well. Yeah, well, we're going to have to keep working on this. So, Extreme Shaft, who was just on Nikki J's stream, was stating that he did not know that this game allowed for jet planes. So we can definitely do that. I'm also thinking I would like to land on Minmus, which is that second moon to this planet. But you know what? I'm gonna want to make a jet instead. So let's see. Are we gonna use this? I mean, this would be very similar to a. Well, I mean, if we want to look at what's already prepared, you've got all these different jets here, and Fedora 101. That might have been the one I made about Tommy NC 2010. I think so. Let's load it up. Yeah, I think this was. This was again a similar sort of air. Well, not sorry. A12, which is the precursor, but it's the SR-71. And I guess for some reason I made it in name of Tommy. So that's one jet that we could take out. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. We're gonna put Tommy in there, and we're not gonna put Tony in there. His co-pilot will be. What happened? Oh, there's Hamza. All right, Hamza. Well, I'm glad that you like the game, Man with Two First Names. It is. It's a game that's actually now available, I believe, at least on Xbox. And it's not as detailed as you would find it on the PC, but it's just an amazing game, and I'm glad that I was able to share that with you. So, let's see how well these guys will survive. So, kick up the throttle, activate engines, activate SAS, which may work, I don't know. Let's see. That's supposed to keep the computer, aligned with our direction. Look at the speed, 100 and wow, picking up a lot of speed here. Meters per second, after all. And we're already going, looks like supersonic here, which is very difficult for you to do so when you're so close to the surface, where the atmospheric pressure is a lot higher and the density of the atmosphere is a lot thicker. So look at the speed here building up. You are correct. A controller will not work as well as a mouse and keyboard. But hey, the fact that they even made it available on Xbox blew my mind. Look at this. We're really going quick. We're going to start to see thermal responses here on the surface, because we're going extremely fast. If we quickly look at our map here, Apoapsis rising 10 kilometers, about 15, I believe, 20, it's going to run out of air. Look at this, they're the thermals. Okay, so we're really going fast. Now, if we were to say, for example, do what has been proposed, which is to launch another craft off this at this speed, it can then shoot off a rocket and go even quicker, and then get into the orbit of the planet, and then launch a satellite or launch a bomb, whatever. See, look at this, 15 kilometers. We're starting to lose. Where's our air intake? Hold on. Yeah, we're starting. You can hear that. I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, you got to look at it this way. Hold on. Air intake, effective speed. You can close this, but there's the flow. So we're just about to run out of usable air at this altitude here. And although we're still going extremely quickly, we are starting to slow down because we're still going through the atmosphere, right? And we don't have enough speed to continue to go as quickly as we were prior, but we're still obviously operating full throttle. Efficiency is minimal, but we still have that speed and the aerodynamics that's going to allow us to coast over the atmosphere. You guys should look into what was called Dyna-Soar. Not like dinosaur, like the animal, but Dyna, as in dynamic, D-Y-N-A, and then Soar, S-O-A-R. That system was a planned space plane that was envisioned in the late 50s and would have basically just been launched like this into fast speeds, and then as its engines reached limited ability, it would then coast onto the atmosphere and bounce off it, and then continue to coast around the world. It was viewed as something that could potentially work as a trans-atmospheric bomber, reconnaissance plane, but and even satellite intersection. So by bouncing off the atmosphere, you have the ability to basically just circumvent the world, really, or circumnavigate the world, not circumvent. So. I'm also a little distracted too. I'm checking out my second screen here, looking at the stream health, looking at OBS, see how that's operating. I think this new setup is going to work quite well when it comes to any sort of stream, really, whether it be a gaming stream, whether it be a drama stream, whether it be too many chefs or conspiracy, whatever. Just having the ability to look at the chat in one screen, but still be able to manage the other aspects of the show through OBS or whatever. Definitely convenient. Look at the world here. We have crossed quite the distance now. Look at this. We came from here, right? Kerbal Space Center. And we're racing against time, actually, because we're trying to beat the sun from setting. And looks like, again, what's happening is we're getting to the point, because we're angled this way, is that we're getting so high up in the atmosphere that these engines are going to lose the ability to utilize the air to ignite the fuel. So it's going to, again, do the same thing. It's going to lose power to its engines. It's going to coast, and then it's going to, lower itself in the atmosphere, and then contain enough oxygen that it's going to be able to go back up and do this. So this is not exactly the technique that I just explained of the Dyna-Soar. The Dyna-Soar bounces off the atmosphere. There are other planes that use this strategy. where it's a combination of both dynamic soaring, but it's also as they come into the lower atmosphere that they coast when they're pushed up. But once they come into the lower atmosphere, the engine becomes efficient again and gives it an extra little oomph, pushes it up back again, up into the upper atmosphere. It coasts again, goes down, slows down because of its momentum, into the atmosphere, picks up that oxygen, shoots it out, and again continues that process. This is very similar to the dinosaur method, but it's not using just plain atmospheric features. It's basically utilizing both the engine that is, and this may or may not be realistic. I know that there are systems out there that claim that they can do this, but again, the engine comes into lower atmospheric drag, is able to utilize that to push it back out again. You got the dynamic soaring, and then it comes back down again, and the process continues where this thing can technically cross the entire planet without refuel. So yeah, we're doing quite well. I mean, look at the fuel that's been expended. We might actually, hold on, there we go. We might actually be able to cross the entire planet this way. Because as long as the apoapsis stays ahead of us, that means that we're never going to fall. We've got enough momentum, we've got enough lift, and we've got sufficient less drag that's not going to prevent us from falling. So as long as we keep our angle up here, our directional angle up, and our speed at the appropriate speed considering our altitude, and we do have to consider that because we are getting that dynamic soaring, we should be able to continue on almost indefinitely. Well, not indefinitely, but until at least these engines run out of fuel. And my suspicion is that there may be a good chance that this may be possible to cross the entire planet and land right back with one, go at it, just due to the aeronautical features of the plane and the method that it is flying at right now. Both, building up speed, coasting, dynamic soaring, and then, resurgence through thicker atmosphere. Shout out to the 5 viewers in the chat. Meow, 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 meow. I know there's not many fans of the science out there, but hey, if you like it, that's awesome. So I'm trying to pitch up here. Let's see if I reduce the thrust. Well, we are still a little bit up here. We need a thicker atmosphere, but if I can get this angle up a little more, we should be able to reduce our apoapsis here. Yeah, that's what we want to do. I really do like this two monitors setup. I really gotta fix the second monitor here. Can't do it obviously when I'm playing right now, but I'm really tempted to. Just gotta adjust its brightness and such. I do like being able to see people chatting while I'm playing the game. We're getting our angles up here. Stay on target, Luke. Stay on target. Let's see our apoapsis. So we are we are staying right behind our apoapsis, which is what we want. As long as you can do that, you'll stay flying. If you're anywhere forward, it will reduce and you'll crash. Now I don't know what the hell it is pointing at here. That green line is supposed to be a telecommunication line, line of sight, but I have no idea what it's pointed at. Very interesting. Oh, we are, we've gone ahead of our apoapsis. Let's see why that is. That's interesting. See if maybe we can build enough speed. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We're building speed. Trying to say level. And we're going to bring our apoapsis back in front of us, which is where it needs to be. Again, we don't really want to go to the 20-kilometer level, just because at that point it starts to lose the necessary oxygen for it to have its engine running efficiently. So we got to keep monitoring that and make sure that the apoapsis. See, this is a good balance here. It is going up higher though. I gotta. If I can find the right balance. It's our altitude. Yeah, we're already starting to encounter problems with the atmosphere getting thin. This is something that we got to worry about. At 20, it starts to really be problematic. So, see, now our apoapsis has left us. We want to wait, actually. It is catching up a little bit, but we do want to wait because we are quite high. We want to keep that momentum going, and once we're at the right altitude, we'll be able to get that apoapsis back in front of us. But it looks like the resistance that we're getting from the atmosphere already is giving us that need. So see, it's thick here. It's thick. So this is what it's doing. Now it's feeding more oxygen back into the engines. I'm not even touching a thing. Our altitude is now building again. I'm not even touching a thing. It's now building. We had it angled just slightly, and this is now building from that oxygen. So this is the dynamic soaring that I was just talking about. Obviously, a few adjustments needed to be made. And if I keep it at this angle, this thing is going to go to 25 probably kilometers, and that's where its engines are going to shut out. But look at this. We're not even. What is that? More than a third of the fuel has been used. But yeah, we are. How far around the world are we? About a quarter. We're about a quarter ways around the world. It is basically it's angled itself to probably burn out its engines. But again, the dynamic soaring aspect of this will bring it down at the angle necessary where it starts to encounter a thicker atmosphere, where it starts to feed the engine again. And I don't know if Extreme Shaft is out there watching, but yes, you see this? This is peak Earth right here. You might not like it, but this is what it is. It's curved, baby. That's right. So curved and beautiful. So 21 kilometers and falling now. Still consistent flight, and no major complications, but we have been, dealing with a lot of thermal extremes throughout this entire flight. Just goes to show the quality of engineering that I put into my aerospace work. So now our speed's building up, as you can see down here. Speed's building up because we're getting into thicker atmosphere, and we're slightly angled. Now we might see. Again, I haven't had to adjust it too much, but we have seen the dynamic soaring aspect of you let this thing go and it'll fall down, build up speed, and then go back up again without even touching the controls. So let's see what. See, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I haven't touched the goddamn thing. So this is quite the craft, I gotta say. I'm very proud. These last showings I've done with Kerbals, I'm really showing my fucking Werner Braun engineering abilities. That's right, man. Quality engineering. You know what? For that, I'll give you the wrench, but I would prefer that we give you it under your true name. But yes, we'll have to figure that out when we get to that point. But yes, I've been very pleased with how things have been working out, and you really never know. That's the best part about this game, is that shit could go nuts at any point, and that's the best part of it. So the whole ship could rip apart. The guy just flies out like ah. You gotta figure out, okay, can I use a parachute? Is this guy stuck out in space? So it's a fun game, a very fun game. Doesn't cost very much, and it's been on sale multiple times. So and you can buy a hard copy. You can buy a copy through Steam. So yeah, it's a great game. Speaking of which, let's take a look at what Tommy sees. Tommy's inside right now, piloting the plane. It's a nice sleek cockpit that he's got the fire there. There we go. So we're falling to about 17 kilometers. I believe this is where it starts to engage its dinosaur flow. He's got the flow. And yeah, there we go. See, it adjusted itself. Jeez, this is probably one of the... I feel so proud of my beautiful baby, because it is done, well, not so much because Tommy is in there and so is Hamza, but I mean, they're alive. And I'm just so proud that my engineering has literally allowed for, these guys to just sit back and enjoy the show, and they don't have to fly, because obviously they are from Black Mountain, and there's a massive amount of retardation located in that asshole of America. But yeah, I'm saving them, and yet my engineering is just fucking beautiful. Goddamn right, Geddy Lee's Al Nose, pretty damn sweet. And I literally have not touched the keyboard. I've used the mouse to move around, to scroll down with the chat and all that. But other than that, it's just This thing is working on its own. Okay, I'm gonna press M for map. Let's see right now where we are. Okay, Apoapsis is still in front of us. Beautiful. And oh, we're a quarter way back to Kerbal Space Center. And we have half a tank of fuel. Now, I engineered this entire thing from scratch, okay? It looks a little ugly, obviously. Could look a lot better. Certainly doesn't look like the X-Wing from fucking... Was it the X-Wing? The X-Plane from X-Men? From the comic book and all that other stuff. It doesn't look like the SR-71. It looks a little bit like it. But, you know, it's a sloppy comparison. But damn has this thing proved to itself to be so efficient, to the point that literally you can hand it over to two retards and it will fly itself. Let's see where we are on the map here. Okay, so we still have some time to go before we get to oh no, are we? Oh no, I guess we're halfway around the world. I thought we were a quarter way around. Whatever. This thing seems to be able to... Yeah, see, look at this. The Apoapsis is now catching up with it. This is like literally a hands-off project. This thing will fly itself. Unless Tommy decides to take a hold of the controllers there, and I recommend, Tommy, you don't do that. Please don't do that. You can see Tommy here. He's chill, but you got Hamza overacting. I think this is so awesome just to see how the engineering works, just to see, you know, how this stuff functions when left on its own. So this, obviously, dynamic soaring, flies, loses air, coasts, gets the air again, starts to fly hard, goes high, loses air, and so forth and so on. But this is just beautiful. The engineering, again, is just fucking great. Look at that. That's a beautiful shot. Fly me to the moon. Let me play amongst the stars. Take screenshots, people. Take screenshots. This is a beautiful scene. 25 kilometers up. I don't know what that is in American. But beautiful. Lack of oxygen. Quite fine. But again, the engineering will allow this to coast, to dynamically soar. And it shall pick up speed again as it continues on back to its launch site, half a world away. Damn, Dave, you are quite the engineer. I've got to give you that. Look at that. Look at the heat. Hot. It's hot. Look at that, guys. Come on. How can you not like a game that fucking gives you this sort of effect? And you can see now, altitude falling, speed increasing, atmospheric conditions intensifying. See what happens here. We do see somewhat of a stabilization. Again, the same sort of dynamic soaring that we've seen. So now it starts to shift upward again. And it carries itself. Now the Germans actually had a space, wasn't necessarily a space bomber, but it was a trans-atmospheric bomber. that would utilize this sort of technique, which is what they made Dinosaur from, because Project Paperclip provided a lot of German scientists to America. So this whole idea of skipping off the atmosphere to bomb places halfway around the world was adopted by the Americans as soon as they were able to get a hold of German scientists that had perfected this sort of technology. So yeah, very prevalent, I should say. Very prevalent. Let me check the map here. Apoapsis is decreasing. How far are we from our landing site? Well, still quite a long ways away, actually, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to make it, but let's see what we can do. I mean, so far I haven't even had to touch anything, so I would rather just see how... Oh, we went a little too high. I want to see how far this thing can go without me touching its controls, because we've already sort of seen this thing continue to operate on its own and adjust itself accordingly. So I'm a proud daddy seeing this this beautiful plane. Look at that. Look at that shot, guys. Come on. I mean, like, the Air Force should be hiring me to make these shots. Look at that. It's beautiful. But this thing will adjust itself, and we'll see how far we can push it. Maybe a few other extra fuel tanks might be needed if we want this to go totally circumventing the entire planet. Let's see if we can adjust the we hit a rough patch there. Looks like. There we go. Atmosphere getting a lot thicker. Angle of attack improving. There we go. See? Our best operational altitude is probably at about 10 kilometers, but let's do this. No, hold on. Trying to keep it. Following altitude, and we're not even going that fast. Okay, so now it's... There we go. Yeah, slow this. I don't want it to go too high up. Yeah. I want to try to get it to stay right in front. If I can maintain a momentum where it just stays right in front and it doesn't decrease or increase. So that's what I'm trying to do. You can see this, slows down. But no, that's too much. We don't want it at 20 kilometers. It's not going to be able to continue on. It's also getting a little too high altitude wise, but atmosphere is somewhat thin here. Try and get this nose to point up so at least we can maybe improve our apoapsis here. Problem is we are quite high up and the atmosphere isn't being cooperative. Looks like now we're about halfway around the world, but we've used up probably 4/5 of our fuel, so it's telling us that we're certainly not going to make it back. Let's see what we can do about this. 12 kilometers, this is optimal. Got it set up at that angle, just slight, maybe like 5, 7 degrees. Slow descent, well, somewhat slow descent, and apoapsis is raising quite quickly. Keep adjusting this so that it doesn't go too high up. If you point down, you build up speed, and then you pull up, and it starts to increase the apoapsis. Let's just extend your flight. Feels looking good, but certainly not going to make it back to our original landing spot, or original launch spot. But we've been improving a lot of the engineering, and just experimenting with a few of the technologies here. So now we have a good balance here. This is going to run out though, because it's going to go too high up and it's going to run out of oxygen, but you have the apoapsis staying just ahead of the flight here. Calculated right, as we did see before, it will cause the dynamic soaring necessary for this thing to basically work uninhibited and without any need to interject. But I've been very pleased with how the engineering has been going. Surprised Danny MT hasn't called in to tell me how bad I am when it comes to space engineering, but well, skyplanes are open, so maybe that's what I'll do. Move the Skype window to that as well, to the secondary monitor, so at least I can monitor that. A lot of things that this stream is helping me figure out, and I appreciate those that have chosen to spend their time with us here today. We currently have 4 viewers, and that's perfectly fine. It is a lazy Sunday, and I'm sure that many people just don't like the nerdy aspects of Kerbal Space Program. But for those that do, or at least want to just hang out and chill, I do appreciate that, because it certainly does help me check out the chat, check out the screen, see how I can improve things, and it's much appreciated. This looks really cool. This screen here, this animation, this looks crazy, like a phoenix almost. Let's see, where are we? Apoapsis is leaving us. Fuel is reducing. Oh, that's right, we are at 20 kilometers. Well, the atmosphere is thick enough that it will allow us to build up speed, as you can see here. But I'm currently holding down the directional pad, so as to point upwards. So we're getting back up to close to 20 kilometers. Apoapsis will quickly approach us unless we pull up. The atmosphere is getting thinner. So I'm pulling up. It keeps us going ahead. I wonder if I'm going to find a place that I can land for emergencies, because it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to, like I said, make it back to where we launched from. It's funny, you can actually do in-air refueling on this, but you need a lot of mods to be able to do that. Almost out of fuel here, people. So we're going to see what happens there. Let's see here. We can't. There's no land that we can identify. It's all dark. Now there is that spot right there, apparently. I say let's see if we can go in that direction. Tommy and Hamza, after all. So as you can see, we are adjusting our flight path to try to land at that location, which apparently has some sort of communication device that's communicating with us. Could be an airfield, I don't know. But it's the closest thing that we can think of is going to potentially help us out here. Oh. No. Slow down. 10 kilometers up. Thermals are high. We're gonna overshoot this. So we're gonna cut the engines entirely. Hopefully, actually we're gonna, go further down, try to reduce our, oh no. Did we lose fuel? No, we're still going. I cut it off too short. It's a landing site. I think we've been duped. It cuts right through the world and lands there. We don't have much fuel left, so we're at 10 kilometers. Well, we're actually coasting, and we're going up to 12 kilometers, but beautiful sky. By the way, look at that. It's a beautiful shot. I must say, very, very impressed with my engineering. Very impressed. Might not be the, oh, there's the moon. Look at that. Take a screenshot, people. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. But this beautiful black project plane now proceeding down to the Earth in darkness, absolute darkness, has practically no fuel left. Well, we'll see whether or not this thing survives. Let's see if we can also pull up from this fall here. Okay, we're a little bit more level. I'm gonna put the gears out at 5 kilometers. Now I have no fucking clue what kind of land that we're landing on right now. No clue. So, trying to reduce our speed as well. Now we're at about, that angle is fucking, it's probably gonna kill us, but trying to get our nose up at least. Going towards the ground at 3 kilometers. 3.5 kilometers, way too quick. Let's see if I can maybe burn off some of the speed. This is a strategy that they used to use with the shuttle, where they would turn it into the direction of its descent, and it would help bleed off the speed. Oh shit! There's no chance. Right into the ocean. Well, there goes Tommy and Hamza. Look at here. It tells us all the destruction that went down. Tommy was killed. Hamza was killed. Oh, we tried though. We did try. But a good plane and great engineering. But I'm thinking that perhaps some fuel tanks might need to be added to it, specifically ones that could be ejected. But a great plane, especially for surveillance and such. And I'm going to have to consider that in the future when it comes to its operational mandate. So let's see here. We've been going for about an hour. I really wanted to just test out the dual monitor setup and stuff, which is working well. But I do need to. I'm gonna need to sort of adjust things slightly. Not too sure how I'm gonna do it yet, but yeah, I'm gonna do something with regards to OBS and YouTube and all that, just to have everything on the screens, in a manner that I can manage, both the show, the chat, all that sort of thing, blah 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 blah, and I think that today's been quite efficient. I'm gonna have to get used to this new setup. What's up, Casey?
Hi, Casey. How are you?
Casey, my dear client, it is unfortunate that you did not take my advice, and you should have sought my assistance when it came to this vile situation that you are now part of. And it is unfortunate that you've put yourself into this position, but there are ways out of it. I don't know. I already explained them on my stream. I don't know if on my previous stream. So I don't know if you've heard them, but Drew would probably get mad if I repeated them again on how to give you that sort of loophole to get out of this very, very emasculating situation. But back to what I was talking about is that, yes, is the setup. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. The dual monitor setup seems to be working quite well, although I do need to adjust a few things. But yeah, I think this is going to work very well for me in the future, and especially when it comes to doing streams and being able to handle managing the show as well as watching the chat and not being forced to go between different screens and tabs and all that, just to stay on top of that. Yes, I can get you out of this. Okay, how about this, Casey? You're gonna have to pay for this, and I explained this already, which means that you're gonna probably have to pay double because I don't like to repeat myself. I find it an insult to my character because should only need to be one reason to listen to me and one time. So Casey, you are requested to suck a cock, as it were. I don't believe. Well, you were told to. Well, let me put it this way, Casey. You were told to consume a phallic object in the shape of a human cock as punishment. But the point is, you were told to consume. Now, nowhere have I heard, Casey, that you had to or were forced by agreement to suck this. So, since this is just candy, after all, what you need to do is you take a towel and you wrap this candy cock in the towel. Then you take a hammer and you smash the candy cock up. When you open up the towel, you have a bunch of shards of candy. Delicious. Who doesn't love shards of candy? So at that point, you put them all in a bowl, get them all out of the towel there, and you put them in a nice bowl. And as you appear on Derailed Show, you show the bowl and you're like, this is the remnants of the cock that you fantasized about me licking. But I'm no homosexual. I will just consume the candy as a dignified individual. And you then just put a little bit of that crushed candy into your mouth, and you enjoy it, and you laugh at them. You know, again, an extravagant laugh is necessary, but you laugh at them because they thought that they were going to have you suck a cock. Meanwhile, you crushed up the candy because the agreement was to consume the candy, not to suck a cock. Now, was it? So, well, there you go. There's your out, and you owe me a substantial amount of money for ensuring that you weren't emasculated live on the internet in front of people. So, and on top of that, that's the biggest fuck you to everyone there that wanted you to do that. It's like, yeah, I never said I wasn't going to eat it, but you never told me how I was supposed to eat it. So I broke it up into a bunch of small little candy, which is very easy to consume, like, you know, just handfuls of it. I can eat it throughout the entire night. You wanted me to, you know, eat this cock the entire night? I am. In small little shattered candy forms. And you can't do a goddamn thing about it. Enjoy. That's how you turn this shit around. And that's why you should have fucking contacted me sooner, which is why you need to now pay even a more extreme premium on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that paycheck because that was definitely what I just provided you saved you a lot of fucking humiliation. But I'm liking that the fact that today gave me the opportunity to. Casey says, I'm pretty much going to have to pay you for life. Well, yeah, if you keep making these fucking mistakes, I'm going to have to fucking you're going to have to keep paying me for life because, like, you're the one who's fucking, you're doing the shit, man. I keep warning you, and you just fall into these traps that they set for you. But I'm going to have to contact somebody in the cheese mafia. Maybe they'll have some influence on Drew to tell him to just chill out, you know? But, yeah, I'm really appreciative of the fact that I was able to get the second monitor working. I was able to experiment with a few things, to have you guys here to act as a soundboard when it came to how things were working and so forth. I didn't even finish the game, did I? Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. So yeah, it crashed. Blah, blah, blah. Click the menu. It was fun. I mean, it was fun to play the game. It was fun to interact. It was fun to get to finally get this, get around to this whole getting the second monitor installed. You know, I found the right cable, and you know, I've now configured it in a method that I think will probably work best, so I can watch both the the game, the stream, the chat, OBS, and all that sort of thing. So that should work quite well. Oh yeah, and I think YR said that. Sorry, not YR. Sorry, Nikki said that YR is live tonight. So yeah, I do see that he is live. Oh, but oh my God, we've got a donation. So let's get that here. This will test my abilities here. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna do this. There we go. There's the sound. But, yeah, it's gonna take some time for me to get used to this new setup here. I'll send you photos of what it looks like. But we got a bullseye bomb, And the man himself, the Bullsinator, says the following. By the way, I didn't ask for one donation once tonight. Go fuck yourself. We've got Bullsy saying, the Bullsinator. See, I didn't even read that. He already knew. He already knew that he's the Bullsinator. The Bullsinator gives support to the former drama emperor and fuck you, STD. Indeed, fuck you, STD. But I do appreciate your support to, yes, your former drama emperor. Hey, I still have a little bit of pull around here, apparently. A lot of people seem to take great interest in what I have to say. So, but yes, much appreciation to you, Bullsy, for that donation. Let's just change the screen here. Skype lines are open. How about that? Skype lines are open. Didn't even expect that. To me, this was just a little bit of attempting to streamline my things to make things a lot better. Get that second monitor introduced, which I believe will help me, not just with my Kerbal streams, but with any other stream I do. But yeah, anyone who wants to call in, they're free to do so. Talk about anything you want, really. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, this has been a very, very eventful, not eventful, but very productive, I should say. Very productive afternoon. Hung out with Nicky J and the boys. Had some fun times talking about different things, but got this working as well now. Double monitors, double rainbow. You know it. And yeah, so far so good. Things are allowing me to at least check the chat properly. I'm gonna have to do something with OBS, and I'm trying to get this monitor to actually increase its brightness, because right now it's not at its optimal level. Once I can get that working, I can probably see a lot better the comments. And tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you have Derailed News and Podcast, a.k.a. Gatekeeper Drew, doing a show talking about all sorts of news items that are currently going around. And I always look forward to those shows. They're very nice and relaxing. A lot of news stories, which I very much like to hear about. And yeah. Also, I was talking about this in another chat earlier. I don't know if this is done. Let me just check here quickly. No, it's still going. This is a wrestling promotion. I'm going to put the link in the chat here. Wrestling promotion based out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Greektown Wrestling. And they actually have a live video right now. I believe this is actually live. And Rob Van Dam is fighting a guy called Decker. So that's in Toronto right now. And you got that free link. And, man, just, check it out if you want. But Toronto has some great fucking wrestling scenes. Shout out to Will Tactics. I have Black Will in the chat. Says, whoa, double rainbow. Says, my God, just looked it up. Double rainbow video is 12 years old. Yeah, don't make me feel old either. I just celebrated my 42-year-old birthday. But yeah, that's an old video. But yes, Skype lines do remain open. Check out that wrestling video if you want. I know I will. But, yeah, I'm also looking to get my monitor here properly configured. And hopefully I can get it working proper. this monitor's seen better days. There we go. Hold on. Can I do it? Can I do it? Ah. I'm trying to increase the brightness, but it's not doing it. God damn it. No. There we go. There we go. Can I do it? Yes. Yes. Oh, it looks beautiful. Oh, now I can see it a lot better, actually. Beautiful. Brightness increased. Excellent. Yes. Let the excellence flow through you. That's going to work well. Tactics, or Will Tactics, says, called tonight. Getting the kids ready for bed, just stopping by for a minute. Okay, no worries. Putting your kids to bed at 8 o'clock p.m. That's well, it's a little bit early from what everyone told me when I was a kid, but my parents would put me to bed as a kid at 8 o'clock, and the only thing we were allowed to do is read till 9 o'clock. You know, you want to go to bed? Go to bed at 8. You know, and this went till I was like, I don't know, 10 or something. But it was just so fucking annoying because there was like movies on till like 9, 10 o'clock, and all my friends get to watch it, even the pay-per-views, the wrestling pay-per-views, and it's like, I don't want to go to bed. I'm not sleepy. It's fucking sunny outside, you know, summertime and all that. Nope, you're going to bed. No. Well, you can read a book. That's your, that's your gift, sort of thing. So monitor's looking good now. Increased brightness. I don't think I'm going to have to increase the contrast. That's looking sufficient. It's looking good, though. I can see everything. Might want to dust off my monitor, but other than that, everything should be good. And let's see here. So stream health, looking good too, but this should be a little smaller. Interesting. I have to do something about that. Tactics says about to be reading books, school night. Well, that's true. That's a good man. He's ensuring that the kids are prepared for their school night. For school the next day, and that they're not slacking. Good job. So I guess nobody wants to call in. Yes, Casey, books. Books are good for you. Also, I was thinking of doing Civilization, but you know, after what happened the other day where I stayed up till 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. playing the game and not even realizing what time it was, I'm going to have to guard myself very carefully because it's quite the addictive game, and you could end up playing it for quite some time and not realize how much time has passed. So, but there's other games. There's this game called Attack Sub 688 or 688 Attack Sub. It's an amazing, again, very similar to, the same time as, Civilization. Damn it, these fucking hiccups. And you're basic. I'm going to punch myself in the face. Or in the gut. Or both. You are the commander of a Los Angeles class attack sub that, patrols the ocean for Soviet ships. And, this was made in the late 80s. So, Soviet Union still existed. It's a amazing fucking game. I've actually completed it, and it's not an easy task. Um, but I think that's one of the games that I'm going to be covering when it comes to my gaming streams coming in the future. So not just Civilization, but games like that, and should be a lot of fun actually, in my opinion, because these are games that I haven't played in a long time. They're games probably that many people have never played before, ever even seen before, and yeah, primitive graphics aside, these games are really good. They're really well engineered. They're a lot of fun, and regardless of their primitive graphics, they still remain extremely playable and extremely enjoyable. So I look forward to doing that. Casey is Raw says, books are dumb. TV is better. Be gone. He also says, those things made of different sizes of sheets of wood. You mean like, yeah, those papers that are inside a cover, you know? But yes. So the time currently is 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time. We have about 52 minutes until Gatekeeper Drews, aka Derailed News and Podcast, goes live with his show. And I'll be watching that tonight. So that should be good. I appreciate you guys being here. Since nobody's calling in, we're going to wrap it up. But, again, a great opportunity for me to test out the dual screens. I do appreciate those that were here to allow me to test this out with people in the chat and so forth. Monitor how things were operating. And, look forward to seeing how we're going to utilize, how I'm going to utilize this in the future when it comes to sort of streamline my gaming or other shows for that matter. So I can have OBS and the chat open, and then another screen open, and be able to handle a lot of different things in a much more efficient manner. So, on that note, I am Devious Dave Rose. This has been Game Stream number 2. And we'll certainly see you next time. I'm certainly not going anywhere. And on that note, we shall see you next time.